Okay, the question we have here is, why is the government leaving our southern border open? People are crossing that border every day. Wouldn't some of them be bringing Ebola across the border?
Well, very possibly. It must be clear to anybody in any country that has internet access that they know that the border is open and they fly into a Latin American country and they can come across the border. Terrorists carrying the Ebola virus can come across the border. It makes absolutely no sense that the administration has not, with this Ebola scare, completely closed the border.
Well, that's absolutely true. And it's even said that the biggest Mexican drug running gang is using Africans now to bring their drugs over. And eventually, one of them are going to affect a lot of people. What is going on in the minds of the people that are making this decision?
It's unfathomable to me what they are thinking. I mean, we should be in a lockdown. The Democrats seem to welcome the immigrants. It seems to be a strong part of Obama's second-term platform. It makes absolutely no sense at a time that we should be having an airtight border. We should not be accepting flights from the West African nations. We should be conferring with allies in Europe about them not accepting flights and finding alternative ways to get aid workers in and out.
Okay, we're not doing that. And it's being said that it's going to get very soon too late to stop the virus from spreading.
Well, maybe the powers that be want the virus to spread. It's very uncomfortable to say that. It's very uncomfortable for people to hear that. But that's the actions behind the current crisis lead one logically to think that. There's a lot of money to be made. Remember, the CDC owns the patents. The National Institute of Health owns the patents on experimental drugs. And by getting people vaccinated and by treating people, the hospitals and the medical system will prosper.
Right. Actually, the CDC is not a government organization. It is actually owned by and traded on Dun and Bradstreet. It is actually owned largely by Goldman Sachs. This is very frightening. We have to cover this in another discussion. What do you have to say before we sign off?
Americans should be incessantly calling their representatives on all levels of government and demanding that the flights be canceled from West Africa, and that, even more importantly, the southern borders of the United States be closed and enforcement be stringent.
There's not enough time. There can't be enough time to call representatives. They're going to say it's an election year. By the time they get around to it, it's going to be past Christmas.
That's not acceptable.
Well, that's for another discussion. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.